The Starmer downfall is glorious, and whilst I do think Labour will be in power until 2029, I cannot see them winning that general election. In today's video, we will be discussing why Starmer panics on Sunday with bad news from him and Labour. Not only that, but we will also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. The Labour Party has continued to struggle in local by-elections, losing a seat to Reform in the latest round of council polls. Nigel Farage's party won the Bilston North seat on Wolverhampton Council from Labour during a vote on this week. Anita Stanley secured 652 votes, almost 200 more than Labour, who only narrowly beat the Greens. The Conservatives polled 257 votes to come in fourth. Reform UK Chairman Zia Youssef described it as a stunning victory. In the more than 100 council by-elections held since the July 4th general election, Labour has been defeated in about a third of the seats it was defending. In local votes held since Keir Starmer's party had victory on July 4th, Labour has lost 21 councillors. The Conservatives have gained 14. Reform has won 2 seats, but has also seen a handful of current councillors defect to the party in Essex and Scotland. Commenting on the win in Wolverhampton, Reform UK MP Lee Anderson said, "Reform gain. The political tsunami continues, and more defections incoming." In other votes on Thursday, Labour held a seat on Salford Council, but saw their vote share drop more than 10 points. So Labour are losing ground and are also losing the fare of their current voters. This is glorious to see, and will only get worse. Following this, Reform have been boosted according to Nigel Farage, as Keir Badenoch was elected the new Tory leader. This is what Farage said about it. Said, as projected, and indeed delivered, Keir Badenoch is the leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition, which means the Conservative Party and turn their backs on the idea of leaving the ECHR because that's what Genric stood for. What you're going to get with Keir Badenoch is more of the same. Pretty much exactly the same as the last 14 years. I got to tell you, one thing they don't understand, it isn't that individuals, the Conservative brand is broken. Tories have chosen. They've chosen Keir Badenoch over Robert Genric. What that means is the Conservative Party is now committed to staying in the ECHR, which means we can't deport foreign criminals, and they will never, ever stop the votes. So if you voted Genric or wanted Genric to win, you now realise the direction of the Conservative Party. It is now time to join Reform. Do it. It's said Starmer is aware of the ground he is losing and is said to be worried. What's your thoughts on Labour's and Starmer's free fall? Do you think Reform has a chance of winning the general election in 2029? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. In other news, a Labour MP has shared a post that accused Keir Badenoch of being a white supremacist in blackface, just before she was elected as the new leader of the Conservative Party. Dawn Butler, MP for Brent East, shared a post that said that Badenoch's win was a victory for racism. The original post came from Nels Abbey, a London-based Nigerian journalist, and read, "Today, the most prominent member of white supremacy's black collaborator class in Britain is likely to be made leader of the Conservative Party." Here are some handy tips for surviving the immediate surge of Badenochism, i.e. white supremacy in blackface. Don't allow yourself to be gaslit. Of course, a victory for Badenoch is an obvious, unprecedented and once inconceivable victory for racism. Don't get arrested. The police don't do nuance, and they conveniently refuse to understand black and brown intracommunal language or forms of critique, satire or compliment, e.g. coconut, Uncle Tom, Aunt Kemi, House Negro, Chalk Ice, etc. The term House Negro, which was popularized by Malcolm X, is used to criticize black people who have brushed aside their own ethnic identity to assimilate into a white society. Similarly, the term coconut refers to an individual who is brown on the outside, white on the inside. The post, which was titled Warning, 7 Rules for Surviving a Keir Badenoch Victory, is no longer visible on Butler's social media account after she removed it. Many took to social media to critique Butler, calling on Sir Keir Starmer to remove the whip. Ben Obese Jectiat, MP Huntingdon, said, "It never takes much for Labour's mask to slip." Dawn Butler is not alone on the government benches in holding this view of Kemi. This will be a test to see whether Keir Starmer removes the whip or effectively condones Butler's abhorrent approval of this smear. Conservative councillor Oliver Cooper said, "Dawn Butler thinks the most successful black woman in British history is racist against black people. Keir Starmer has to decide whether he wants obsessive race warriors like Dawn Butler to continue to represent his party. It seems he does." Political commentator Lee Harris added, "This is absolutely vile. If Keir Starmer had a backbone, he would remove the whip from this nasty racist. Dawn Butler shouldn't be anywhere near politics. She's an absolute disgrace." Badenoch beat Robert Jenrick to replace Rishi Sunak today, winning the contest by 57% to 43%. She is the fourth female Tory leader following Margaret Thatcher, Theresa May, and Liz Truss. The North West Essex MP is also the first black leader for a Westminster party. In contrast, Labour has never had a female leader, nor any non-white leaders. Starmer congratulated Badenoch on her win. "The first black leader of a Westminster party is a proud moment for our country. I look forward to working with you and your party in the interests of the British people." Lastly, Prince William has opened up on the special place Africa holds in heart in a new statement ahead of his arrival in Cape Town on Monday. The Prince of Wales will land in Cape Town on November 4th and undertake engagements throughout the week before leaving on the evening of Thursday, November 7th. The focal point of his journey is the 4th annual Earthshot Prize Awards ceremony, scheduled for Wednesday, November 6th, which a Kensington Palace spokesperson described as the Prince of Wales's Super Bowl moment. This marks his first official trip to the country since 2010. It is also Prince William's first visit to Africa since 2018, a continent where important moments of his life have taken place, including his proposal to Princess Kate. Prince William said in a new statement, "Africa has always held a special place in my heart, as somewhere I found comfort as a teenager, where I proposed to my wife, and most recently as the founding inspiration behind the Earthshot Prize. It was in Namibia in 2018 that I realized the power of how innovative, positive solutions to environmental problems could drive transformative change for humans and nature. I am proud that since its inception, the Earthshot Prize has traveled to Europe, North America, and Asia, spotlighting and scaling 45 groundbreaking solutions, all of which are having a tangible impact as we work as a global collective to secure the future of our planet." He continued, "This week, we'll travel to South Africa to spotlight our next cohort of 15 finalists and have the opportunity to join partners from across Africa to celebrate the inspiring approach to environmental innovation that is taking place across the continent. By the end of the week, I want the Earthshot Prize to have provided a platform to all those innovators, bringing about change for their communities, encourage potential investors to speed African solutions to scale, and inspired young people across Africa who are engaged in climate issues. I firmly believe that if we come together with collective ambition and urgency, we can reshape the future of our planet. Africa is the most vulnerable continent to climate change impacts, despite contributing the least to global warming. Africa is the most vulnerable continent to climate change impacts, despite contributing the least to global warming. However, African innovators are rising to the challenge. They are creating solutions that address urgent environmental and health issues. Remarkably, nearly 1 in 5 of all existing Earthshot finalists were founded or operate in Africa. Prince William's visit aims to celebrate these African innovators and their crucial contributions to global environmental protection. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.